Corey, merciful and mighty. I serenade my videographers and I make them feel valued. What do you think about your theme song?
Honestly, I'm feeling valued, I'll tell you. It's going to come through.
I'm just warming up the vocal cords for what should be a wonderful night at the Chatswood Concourse for the registration night, WBFF Sydney 2018.
No sleep, gonna keep it all G, on the same team, same damn team. Tell my body 6 feet, I'ma give you everything, forever, everything. I'm down the phone, Cadillac.
Did you see his pec? Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't.
Not good. What were you trying to bench, 180 or 200?
180. I've done it before, easy, like...
I thought you said, yeah, I've done pec.
No,
pec tears before.
Fuck, this is the worst. Like, I've never had a real bad injury lifting. Like, it's just a freak thing, man. Like, I've benched 180 for 2 reps before. I did 170, literally nothing, no niggles, just felt normal. I touched it down and like it felt, the set before was 140. I went 140, 170, and the 170 was easier than the 140. And then I was like, fuck, I'm feeling really good. I was warm. Put the 180 on, touched it down, hit it. It was moving up like easy, and halfway up it just went.
Alright, so we've just arrived here at the Concourse in Chatswood for the registration evening of the WBFF Sydney Show. And I've got fellow WBFF Pro Dan Mazzzola here, fresh off a flight from New Zealand. Was that yesterday or today?
This morning.
This morning?
Yeah, got up about 4 AM, drove to Auckland, 2-hour drive, flew here. It's been an hour stuck in good old Sydney traffic, and then couldn't check into the hotel. It's been yeah, had to wait till 2
It's been an adventure.
It's been a long day already.
It's
a few coffees down.
But fortunately, he's not competing because at this corresponding show last year, you walked away with your pro card.
Yeah, that was pretty
back to the
exciting.
scene of crime.
It's yeah, kind of surreal. I was up in the hotel room and it's booked the same place, and just sitting there, I was like familiar surroundings. But last time I was like
less pressure this time.
Yeah.
This time,
so now it's like completely relaxed. So
I remember at the registration night last year, I was actually speaking to Dan about what he was going to be doing for his peak week carb up. And Dan just has this ability to soak up anything that you put into his body. It was like 600 grams of carbs the night before.
I think it was 1,000. Yeah.
This is all the setup for the registration night. They've got the doors locked at the moment. This is where interviews will take place throughout the evening, and then it'll be brought backstage. On show day, all the athletes will get interviewed, so you'll get an insight into how they are feeling. There'll be a lot of nervous energy this evening. I can feel it. I can feel it already. It's like 10 minutes until we've got the pro meeting. So it'll be nice to catch up with all the pros already, getting the opportunity to see Rich after his injury and catching up with everyone. Then we're going to go in for our briefing, and then we will no doubt probably open the doors and have all the amateur athletes walk in. So you would be so happy.
Did you see my videos?
You would be so happy.
Do you know how many people were like saying "mwah"? Because I'm like watching
in the full kit.
Even I know who's doing.
You would have been, if the penalty shootout was bad enough, then being 1-0 down, going to extra time. Oh.
I ended up with no pants on. I was just sweating.
I've been good. Eating copious amounts of calories.
Hey guys, hey, how's going? Sydney, second Sydney show. Sydney show, like last year, it was sort of a smaller show. This year it's still smaller, but we're up by 40 competitors, which is a good growth, I think. You know, with the transformation as well, we've got 18 competitors, 20 competitors, which is pretty good.
You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna dive it in to miss me. Guess I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, shit was different with me. God's plan, God's plan.
I'm gonna apologize for my voice.
I am here with Alicia Gowans, world champion in the Fitness Diva category 35 plus. How the devil are you?
I am fantastic. Other than being a little bit sick, so forgive me, which we know all about considering our podcast call last night.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm so good. I'm so excited. I'm pumped for World. I'm pumped for this show. I'm so excited to see the transformation division for the first time.
Yeah.
Which I know you have a bit of a heartstring with too.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the clientele we work with. It's so amazing to watch such inspiring stories and such phenomenal transformations come through.
Yeah, most definitely. The transformation division is making its debut here in Australia, and it's wonderful that competitors are getting that opportunity, that platform, to not only showcase all their hard work, but also to tell their story. And we've heard some inspiring stories already from some of the athletes that will be stepping on stage, because it's not just the physical transformation, it's also the mental transformation, the psychological transformation.
And sometimes they're the overwhelming journeys that people just don't know about. They always say don't assume you know something, and always treat everyone like someone's got a challenge going on, because it's so true. There's the stuff behind the scenes behind the curtain. We break most people that we're going to see people have overcome when they go on stage. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Shows the positive impact and influence which the fitness lifestyle can have on you, and you don't need to be a fitness professional and make it your career to get benefit on it. It can benefit you as being one of many facets in your life. And that was one of the things that we spoke about as part of the Competitive Edge podcast, which I've been invited on for season 2 to be a co-host, which I'm loving it so far.
I'm loving having you. You've been amazing. The feedback we're getting is so overwhelmingly positive, so thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity, and 7 weeks to go until...
Yes, 7 weeks. I'm pumped. I'm getting nervous but excited. I'm actually looking forward to the Bahamas, because that's when it becomes all about me. For the time being, it's all about them.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm my turn.
It's hers. Well, watch this space as Alicia looks to reclaim her crown and go back to back.
I don't want to dive it in and miss me.
Alright, I am here with Rachel and Emma Dillon, who are both of you competing in 7 weeks' time?
I know. Yeah.
Wow, okay, so we've got one competitor and one viewer. Are you going to make your way over to watch? Okay, so she gets to enjoy all the experience. Exactly, Las Vegas can offer that, and you don't need to wait until after the competition. She can do the partying for you in the meantime. How are things going, girls? It seems as though your business is just going from strength to strength over the last 6 months.
Yeah, so we're super busy, just working, training. We moved up to the Gold Coast, which has been incredible. We're definitely Queenslanders at heart. We are. It's so much more relaxing.
We won't hold it against them. It's okay.
They won once.
And how is the office at the moment? I always catch it on their social media channels, especially Snapchat, Instagram story, and it just seems as though it's probably one of the most enjoyable offices to work in. It seems as though the music is always on and you're always dancing.
You've got to vibe out in the office. You've got to feel the vibe.
But feel the vibe.
And your work just increases in some factors.
Fantastic. Well, Rachel is still all smiles, and especially 7 weeks out, the pressure is on. But it'll be fantastic to see what transpires over the next 7 weeks. And girls, enjoy yourself in Las Vegas.
Thank you, Robbie.
All right, I am here with Lauren Simpson, WBFF Pro, Bikini Diva Pro. 7 weeks out from the Worlds. How are you feeling?
When you say it like that, it seems real and it seems kind of scary, but I am really excited. This will be my second time at Worlds, so I know just how fun the whole experience was last year, so ready to do it all over again, but in Vegas this year. So
countdown is on, but from what I've seen on your social media, you've been spending some time in another sort of endeavour altogether.
So I've spent like the last 3 months preparing for a powerlifting meet. So that was 2 weeks ago, and so went up to Brisbane for that, which was really fun. And I guess it was part of my prep. I always have to like try and gain muscle to create that bikini shape. Yeah. So it was was a good goal to have, to focus my training and my attention on something other than, I guess, just trying to lean down. So it was really good.
Yeah. When you don't have that immediate goal in front of you of getting into a certain level of condition, you can sometimes lose your way with your training. And I think that it's great that you found, you know, a performance-related goal that goes beyond the physique, but your efforts. The physique is the byproduct of your focus with powerlifting. So, what was your squat? Talk to me.
So I did 142.5 for my squat. It's not a PB, but I'll take that.
Still pretty impressive.
My deadlift was personal best, and I did 155 kilos. Yep. So happy with that. And my bench, I failed all 3.
Well. It's from failures that we grow. And to be perfectly honest,
bench is not my forte.
No, bench might not be your forte, but having said that, those squat and deadlift numbers are numbers that I think a lot of guys back home are watching and feeling a little bit uneasy about. If a bikini diva athlete can be squatting and deadlifting those numbers, guys, there's no reason you can't be. A prime example of mixing, being able to be both strong and sexy. So 7 weeks to go, all the very best. Looking drop dead gorgeous. Watch this space. Alright, so I am here with WBFF muscle model Chris Webb, who is coming off the back of your performance in May. So you're doing back-to-back competitions.
That's it, yep.
How are you feeling? You took out first place at the last comp.
So I won the first show. I had feedback that my conditioning wasn't on point.
Right.
So I had to go back to the drawing board and bring more conditioning. The last show I got ready in 14 days. So...
14? Oh, whoa!
Yeah, 14 days, man. So in the process of my prep, I had traveling to and from Thailand, because I now have moved to Thailand. I got married in between that, and then on top of that, I had a couple little visa issues and stuff that we're trying to work out too. So missing meals, missing training, missing cardio, you name it. I did train for like a week at one point, just from all the traveling. So yeah, so it's got pretty hard, man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that just shows anyone who's looking to compete, there are external stresses that go well and truly beyond your training and nutrition, which can either have a positive or, in this particular instance, a negative impact on your preparation. And it's, you know what's actually phenomenal? 14-day prep, all those things happening, still took out first place, but I have no doubt that tomorrow you're looking to claim that highly elusive pro card.
I want that goddamn pro card. I've been hating to get it.
Might go down to G.O.D., yeah, wait. I go hard on Southside G, yeah, wait. I make sure that no side E is still,
Okay, so thank you so much again, for being here. So tomorrow night you're all going to step out on the WBFF stage, and it won't be just as individuals. You're going to be doing it as part of a family. So you'll be part of the WBFF family. We're going to be capturing this experience, not just in front of your friends and your families, but also in the hearts and the minds of everybody watching, including yours. You'll be caught on, obviously, video and camera, and those memories will be with you forever. And we really do take it seriously to celebrate your journey to the stage and to actually honour every bit of dieting and all that broccoli and chicken and everything like that. We take that seriously. Look, we know that some of you have even done cardio on this journey, so that's a bit weird and wacky, and we're all sitting here with 50 Shades of Tan on. Totally normal. This room, selfies on your phone, like loaded up. You probably need more memory. You can use a flash drive or something. You'll get enough then. We really want to bring you together as a family. And the way for us to do that is so that you're there relying on each other, getting to know each other. You're not sort of breaking off in groups. And that way, you will become closer. You will make those friendships that we believe is all part of the WBFF.
I go hard on Southside G, yeah. I make sure that no side E, yeah. Still, what's that?
So I am here with James. Now we've got the Transformation Division making its debut here at the WBFF Sydney Show. James, you've flown in from the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Doing the transformation category, how are you feeling?
Oh man, I knew you were going to say that. I'm a million miles an hour, to be honest.
Yeah, everything's
I'm
just
scared,
happening.
I'll be honest.
I'm really scared. I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
Transformation for me in my bio is I couldn't write half the things I wanted to in my bio because of security reasons. But yeah, it's not about. I've lost a hell of a lot of weight, but it's not about that. It's more.
It's a psychological.
It's telling Ari about it. For me, it's all about mental health. So it was ripping myself. Don't cry. From the man I used to be, back into the man I am now. To say, I don't want any of this crap in my life. I am transforming my shell, and I'm transforming myself into a better father, a better partner, a better.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I've lost over 40k, but I don't care. My head is spinning.
40, okay.
Yeah.
40 kilograms is nothing to sneeze at, is one thing. But just seeing the manner in which you were just talking about your transformation and what's going on.
It's not about weight because, you know, everybody picks up weight, loses weight, but for me, it's literally about opening yourself up and going, that's not cool. And that needs to change. And I'm talking about suicide, I'm talking about negative thoughts, I'm talking about depression, and it's like, yeah, I've got a disease, but it can be maintained through diet, through exercise, which I hate to love and love to hate.
Hearing your story now, what you've actually just demonstrated, and no doubt we'll see that tomorrow through your story, is that, you know, fitness can have a profound impact and influence on other areas besides the physical, but also the mental.
And absolutely, it's about, to be honest, it's I don't like taking my shirt off, but to me it's like I've learned to love myself. I'm like, hey, this is me, and I freaking love myself now. Before, I wanted that guy gone a long time, so many times. So I abused the body, I abused the shell, I abused everyone around me. And then transformation came out and I went, hey, I've got to be there. I don't care what it takes, I've got to be there. So yeah, I've been dieting, what, a year now?
If that's what it takes.
2 years,
that's what it's, but it's a lifestyle. But the other thing is, it's a lifestyle change.
Correct, but the weight fell off, and I was still an asshole. So it's like, I need to change the person. I'm going to stand up there and go, I'm transformed. Man, I've got to rip it apart, build it back together. But thank you. I was just saying before, I'm going to get this on video. Anyone out there who's nervous as me, check out Robbie's backstories. They're really funny and really, really good, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a nice hat, man.
Hat?
Yeah, nice crown.
Do you not know what this is?
Oh, it's definitely not a hat, that's for sure.
So you don't see the crown? No.
He's got a funny head.
I got a funny head.
Stay at home with the sash, the crown, the whole get up. All right, I am here with 2016 WBFF Fitness Diva World Champion, Miss Hattie Boydle. You've just stepped off a flight, haven't you?
I have. Well, a couple of days ago, I've been in Mexico, been in Dillon.
Wow.
So I came here for the WBF show.
Yep.
Because I love being here with everyone. I've got a couple of girls, and yeah, so it's just a really quick trip. To be honest, it's like not even a week. A
bit of a jet setter this year has been going to and from expos, but then back to Mexico.
I've done a lot of flying this year.
Done a lot of flying, and you'll be staying in Mexico for the last 6 weeks of your prep.
Yep.
Oh, so she's got a.
My new home.
Is that your new home?
Yeah.
See, I especially considering the Australian winter has well and truly kicked in, which I'm sure you're all feeling, because when I look at some of your snap stories, all I can see is just beautiful weather, nice beach, on the bike.
Oh, it's like, it's so hot there that, and the leaner I get, the more sensitive I get to the heat and the cold. So the mornings here, I'm like, ooh, but when the sun comes out, it's like, it's magic here. I'm going from like one magical place to another magical place, because I think Sydney's amazing.
Yeah.
But the heat there is like, I don't have a car, so I bike ride everywhere. And it's like, the heat of the day when you've got to go back to the gym, you're like, oh my God.
It's a workout in itself.
I'm just sweating. Like, I drink like 6 liters of water there just because it's like, I was so dehydrated the other week. I was lightheaded. I just couldn't replenish enough. And I've actually really enjoyed being here in the cold.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually am loving this weather.
Welcome change of pace. But I mean, you look absolutely phenomenal. So you've obviously been hard at work there. I think often people can sort of misconstrued or assume that perhaps just because you're in Mexico enjoying the beautiful sun that you're not working, but you are looking outstanding. How are you feeling in the lead up to the show 6 weeks out?
I'm coming in red hot.
When she flicks that.
Do you know what it is? I truly feel like I'm bringing my spirit, my heart and soul.
Yeah.
My best version of me, physically, mentally, spiritually. I've actually never been so excited to get on stage, and I'm just going to do the best I can, because that's all I can do. And I've really left no stone unturned this year. I've essentially been prepping since January, and it's been great. I've done had so many wonderful progressions happen, and it's just really has been a great year and a great prep, and I'm really enjoying myself, and every prep's different. Every prep has a different gift in some way. But yeah, I am so excited.
She's ready and raring to go. I can feel it. You can feel the
get
energy.
On stage tomorrow.
She will have to bide her time 6 more weeks until she steps on stage and hopefully reclaims that crown. All right. So now that the registration night is done, it's my turn to hop into the gym, train the house down. I have to admit I'm more motivated than ever after seeing some of the competitors at the registration night. You can't help but sort of feed off that energy. It's going to be the sort of the catalyst for me to springboard into the next 14 weeks. Actually, I think it's 13 weeks, but who's counting? That actually shows you how razor sharp I need to get. And hopefully tonight is just the start of it. So first exercise for today's program is snatch grip rack pulls. And with this variation, my hands are, in terms of the width, much wider than your conventional rack pull, where my hands would be probably around shoulder width apart. Here I'm going out and I actually position my my middle finger, my root finger, around the ring, which you'll see on any of your Olympic barbells. Key thing when setting up for the rack pulls is ensuring that the barbell is positioned just below the knees. It's not a deadlift, it's the same sort of motion, but I want to be able to have my starting point with the bar resting just below my knees. Now I'm using straps because you don't want your grip strength, or lack thereof, to compromise the amount of muscle gain or strength gain that you could get performing this type of exercise. So I'm using straps for that reason, because when my grip strength gives out, I feel as though I'm compromising what I could be offering my lats, my traps. I find this is an excellent mass builder for trap development. Next exercise on my program is wide grip pull-ups. Now I've really been focusing on this particular exercise and really perfecting my execution of the movement, making sure that my form and technique is on point. The reason for that is I find that this is an excellent exercise for lat width and development, and if I want to create a greater V taper, to create the illusion that I'm wider than I actually am, to ensure that my waist appears tight whilst my back is wide and my shoulders are broad, one of the best things that you can possibly do is to create that width through lat development. And I find this vertical pulling movement to be, you know, a great mass builder for lat development. From time to time, grip strength can give out, and also you may find that you're not capable of lifting your body weight for the necessary number of reps. So if you've got a rep scheme of anywhere between 8 to 10, 10 to 12, but you can only get, 6 to 7 reps out, what you should do is then move on to an exercise with a similar movement pattern. And in this particular instance, I moved on to wide grip lat pull down to sort of accumulate enough volume when it became apparent that my grip strength was giving out. Similar grip in terms of the width that I was performing for the pull-ups. I lowered the weight around 15 to 20 kilos lighter than my body weight to allow myself the opportunity to get more reps out. So guys, if you are struggling with wide grip pull-ups, I would highly recommend performing either assisted pull-ups on a machine, or alternatively wide grip lat pull down to accumulate the volume. Next exercise on today's program is supinated grip barbell bent over row. Now, when designing my training program, specifically focusing on back development or a pull day, I will usually alternate between vertical pulling exercises like lat pull down or pull-ups with horizontal pulling movements or rows. In this particular instance, I've chosen a supinated grip barbell bent over row. Now, the reason I like to go with a supinated grip is, in terms of personal preference, I find that I get greater lat engagement by performing this exercise with this grip variation, comparable to doing a pronated grip. Again, I'm using straps when my grip strength deteriorates, and I think one of the most important things is breaking at the hips and ensuring that you've got a neutral spine and a nice straight back. The last thing that you can afford is to allow your core to relax and for your back to take unnecessary loads in an unsafe position. So I finished off the back component of my program by performing a vertical pulling exercise, Dbar Lat Pulldown with seated cable row, performing anywhere between 10 to 12 reps with my Dbar Lat Pulldown. The grip variation was around shoulder width apart, and key thing to focus on is pushing your chest through, driving the elbows down, and really making sure that you are squeezing your lats. If that means that you need to reduce the weight to get that retraction, to get that engagement, then so be it. I then moved straight into seated cable row, and I've chosen to use single arm cable attachments. And what this actually allows me to do is take each rep through a greater range of motion. Often I find that some of the cable attachments limit my range of motion, and by using these single arms, I'm able to bring my elbows back further and also be able to squeeze all the muscles at the back just a little more effectively than I would if I was using a less flexible cable attachment option. So it's just a variation. There's nothing magical about it, but I've found that I get better engagement and greater mind muscle connection by using these cable attachments. So I finished off today's pull day workout by performing 2 rear delt exercises. The first one was standing reverse cable flies, performing anywhere between 12 to 15 repetitions, leading with the elbows and ensuring that I was not recruiting secondary muscles to perform each lift, and this necessitated using lighter loads. The rear delts are actually quite a small muscle, so it's really important that you use a load that is appropriate for the rep scheme and the muscle that you are training. The last thing you want to do is rely on momentum. So driving back with the elbows, squeezing the rear delts with every rep. And the same thing would apply with my last exercise on the program, which was standing rope face pulls. If necessary, take a 1-second pause as you drive your elbows back, pulling the rope attachment apart and really focusing on squeezing your rear delts. 12 to 15 repetitions again for this particular exercise. I find that the rear delts will respond better to higher volumes. And at the moment I've identified that my rear delts are a weakness on my physique, and as a consequence I'm choosing to target them around 2 to 3 times per week. Time now, 10:30 at night. Gonna head on home, replenish, rejuvenate, revitalize, rest, get some sleep in preparation for tomorrow. I'm not even competing, and I'm excited, so it should be really good. First thing tomorrow morning, we're gonna check out all the competitors backstage as they get ready to step on stage. Most of the girls will be waking up in probably around 3 to 4 hours time because they get their makeup done starting at 4 AM. So it's a jam-packed day and I'm really looking forward to it. But for the time being, let's drive home, get home safe, sleep.
I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Guess I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, shit was different with me. God's plan, God's plan.